I'm curious as to what that's going to be. Okay, here's my promise to you today. No word problems. We're going to take a break today. Also, and why is that not coming back on? That's a good question. So let's... Why is this not coming on? I've totally forgot what I was talking about. So today it's just going to be solving equations. That's all it's going to be. And if I can't get that working, we're in trouble. So no signal. So let me just have a moment. Oh, because I accidentally hit the wrong button. Because actually we got to shut this down. We got to shut the stereo. We got to shut a lot of stuff down. So today is going to be comfortable, but we're going to go ahead and show you a couple different things that might make your life a little bit or a lot easier. Okay? So here we go. Solving. 1/2 x minus 11 equals -8. Solve that, please, however you wish, and show me your answer. Good job. Perfect. Best way to do it is multiplied by the reciprocal. Oh, you wrote down 18. It should be 8. Good. Your last step. 3 divided by 1/2. You're going to be more efficient if you multiply by the reciprocal. Perfect. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do it the way you guys probably did it. Okay. And honestly, when we get rolling, you don't necessarily have to show that all the time, because I'm telling you, in calculus, we don't show that all the time. We just roll through. You look at this equation over here. We added 3 to everything. We squared everything. We subtracted 19 from everything and made it the opposite. So we don't show every single thing. At some point in time, when you get really efficient and good, that is totally up to you. But I think for a lot of you, it's going to help you. Okay, so this case, I saw a couple of these where people divided by 1/2. You can do that, but here's the thing. Think about this. If I have $3, how many half dollars do I have? 6. But a lot of times people look at 3 and then a half. They think they're multiplying, not dividing. So then they take half of 3 and they get 1.5. So the best way to do this is to multiply it by the reciprocal, and you won't make that mistake. X is 6. Okay? Erase, put your caps on your pens. I want to show you an alternate method that is going to save you a lot of grief. Okay? First thing you need to realize is there are 3 terms here. 1/2 x is a term, -11 is a term, -8 is a term. If it's separated by a plus or a minus, those are all terms. Okay? So what you can do, even on this problem, I probably would have done it the same as you. But the next one you're going to want to do the way I recommend. You could multiply by something that'll kill this fraction. I could multiply by 2. But in algebra, can I just pick out one part and multiply by 2? No, I got to multiply everything by 2. So if I multiply that by 2, I got to multiply this by 2. Do I have to also multiply the negative 8 by 2? Yes. So basically what you're doing is you're distributing a 2 through the left side, and you're multiplying by 2 on the right side. So you're doing the same thing to both sides. So then what's going to happen to my 2's? They're going to cancel out. And look what I have left. X minus 22 is equal to negative 16. X equals 6 because I added 22 to both sides. So we're going to practice just fraction killing. Okay? Eliminating fractions if you don't like that word, but it's part of everything. So let's try this. I'm going to go ahead and give you this equation. 5, 6c, give yourself some room, plus 3/4 is equal to 11/12. Okay? The first thing we got to ask ourselves is, what is a number that 6, 4, and 12 go into? 12. So that is my least common multiple of 6, 4, and 12. So let's multiply each term by 12. Okay? If I multiply this term by 12, multiply this term by 12, multiply that term by 12. And then this is where you need to understand a couple things. I don't know if you guys have ever really been told this before, because most students I've told this, they're like, oh, I wish they would have told me that in 5th grade. If I'm multiplying by a fraction, all it's telling you to do is 2 things. Times 5 divided by 6. You don't have to do it in any particular order. I could go 5 times 12 gives me 60, divide that by 6, and I get 10. Or I could do 12 divided by 6 is 2. 2 times 5 gives me 10. What?
That's much easier.
Exactly. So that's where, fractions, there's a top number we have to multiply by. There's a bottom number we have to multiply by. So here's what I'm going to challenge you to do. I want you to simplify every term and write it down here. But don't solve it yet. Okay? Josh, simplify each term. Do some canceling. Do some canceling. I'll go ahead and do this. And this is the point where if you're not understanding something, you have to have the guts to say, where'd you get that 11? Or where did you get that 9? Or whatever. Okay? So here we go. Did you have 10c plus 9 equals 11? You know what? How much better is that? It's a billion. There you go. Good job. Good job. It's a billion times better. Because this is all full of fractions, and now this is just so much easier to solve. So it's worth learning that skill.
How'd you get that?
Which part?
Fractions. How'd you get them for the 10C
Okay,
and the
that's
5?
great. That's great. So I divided 12 by 6. That gave me 2. 2 times 5 times c. 10c. Good question. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 3 times 3 gives me 9. 12's cancel, so all I'm left with is 11. Solve it. Show me your answer. Good. Wonderful. Solve it. You're going to have to subtract the 9. You divided the wrong side. You've got to focus on what's happening to the C and get rid of that. Perfect. Okay? You also divided by the wrong thing. It's times 10, so we got to focus on what's happening to the C and divide by 10. Your 3 is incorrect. Great. Okay, so here we go. So subtract 9, 10c equals 2. So again, this 2 is just along for the ride. I'm trying to get everything peeled off of that c. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 10. c equals 1/5. Okay? That is so much better. It's kind of like this equation went and had like a huge makeover. And then when it walked out, everybody goes, "Oh my gosh, that's so much better!" You guys have watched the makeover shows, right? Or is it just me? Because I watch them like all the time. Okay, I'm just joking. No, I really don't. Okay. Let's do another one of these, see if we can get a little bit better at it. 1/3 times the quantity 2x minus 57 plus 1/3 the quantity 6 minus x equals -4. Okay, I got to talk about some things before you attack this one. How many terms are there? 3. There's 3 terms. There's 3 different expressions. Each expression is separated by an equals or a plus sign. So all I've got to do is multiply every single part by 3. But I don't have to multiply this part and this part. If I just multiply this by 3, look what happens. That 3 cancels. Is there anything left to distribute? No, there's not. Okay? So go ahead, try and solve that by multiplying every single part by 3. Oh, this is interesting. I just realized that when I pause this, it doesn't pause it on my recording. Interesting. Good. That's very interesting. Need to add 51, not subtract 51. Good. 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 Awesome. I should look up a bunch of adjectives as far as, I should get my thesaurus. Perfect. Okay. So here's what I did. Did you remember to multiply the -4 by 3? Yeah. Everything's got to be multiplied by that. So here we go. I have 2x minus 57. That cancels. I'm left with 6 minus x. If there was 2/3, I would have a 2 left to distribute, but I don't. So 2x minus x, 57, and 6, negative 57 and 6 gives me negative 51, and I got to add 51 to both sides. Okay? Our other option, here's what we could have done. We could have distributed the 1/3, and then we could have combined my, thank goodness that we don't have any common denominator issues here, and then I could do it that way. Either way will work. But I'm trying to give you some ways that if you learn how to do it, will lead to more you can do in your head and more you can do quicker. Okay? Okay. Let's graph some things here real quick. Just on a number line, not an XY coordinate plane. X is greater than 6. Graph it on a number line. Show me. Good. Okay, just label it 6. Good. Is that open circle? Good. 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 Okay? It seems very basic, but it's just one thing. I just want to see that we're... Okay, that's how I do it. As long as it's clear which side you're shading, you're in good shape. Okay? Do another one. Tan is greater than or equal to x. Can't really see it very well, but that's greater than or equal to. Tan is greater than or equal to x. Here's what we're saying. It's saying 10 is bigger than what I'm going to shade. 10 is bigger than what I'm going to shade. Some of you guys are shading the wrong way. Good. Okay? So you either need to understand how to do it in this fashion, which I think you should be able to do. 10 is bigger than what numbers? Those. Several of you just saw that it was greater than... Oh, I shade to the right. Not necessarily. You got to think about what it's saying. 10 is bigger than all the numbers I'm shading. That means I'm going to have to shade that way. If you want to, if you have to, which I'd like to think you don't have to, you could go ahead and reverse that, but then you've got to go ahead and reverse that as well. It's pointing to the x to start with. It's got to be pointing to the x when you're done. Okay? Don't write this next part down. But realize that if I go negative 3x is greater than 12. If I would solve that, I would divide by negative 3. X is greater than negative 4. I made a mistake. What was that? I need to flip my inequality. Why?
You can't divide by negatives.
Yeah, when I divide by negatives, I can, but I just need to remember to flip my inequality. Now, why is that? Well, let's show you. 10 is bigger than 5. Would you agree with that? Let's divide both. Can you put your art away, please? Okay, thank you. Because I'm trying to explain some conceptual theory here. And believe it or not, what I'm saying is worth listening to. If I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1, now I get negative 10, and now I get negative 5. Is that still true? No. Now, why is that? Well, things on the other side of the number line are different order. 10 is to the right on the right side, but 10 is to the left on the left side. So whenever you multiply or divide, you have to flip your inequality every single time. You can add a negative to both sides. That's fine. You can subtract a negative both sides, but whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to remember to flip your inequality. Okay, here we go. You are going to have the rest of the time. Whoa, this is a lot of time for a short assignment. 79, 1 through 9, odd. 17 through 21, odd. 25 through 29, odd. 33 through 37, odd. Do a problem, check it in the back. 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 Make sure your skills are where they need to be. Ask questions if they're not.